And we're back, possibly, well, probably for the last section. So, after finding the last of the Chozo artifacts and taking on Meta Ridley, we are going down into the Impact Crater. So, I could do some more item collection. I'm not sure about the research logs I've missed, or maybe they're the rest, like, I don't know, maybe the last 18% is actually down here. I don't know. So, we're just gonna go down and find out. So, and looking it up, apparently the Impact Crater only takes like 30 minutes. Oh yeah, it's still dangerous. Creature entry. Morphology, Lumigek, Phazon charged reptilians. Native to the Talon 4, then Lumigeks travel in swarms to increase their odds of survival. They absorb and radiate Phazon energy, making these swarms a threat. I figured those would be the recovery insects. Okay. New creature, Fission Metroid. Metroid with the ability to split into two forms. Fission Metroid is a mutant capable of splitting in two. The split endows the new creature with invulnerability to most weaponry. The effect is unstable, resulting in weakness to a type of weapon fire. The vulnerability appears to be random due to the chaotic nature of the Phazon mutation. Come on. There it goes. Okay. I'm guessing we stumbled upon some of those whack when we were going through the Phazon mines. These looks like teeth. Alright, already a missile recharge station. Okay. I went back to the ship and restocked, so I'll take it. Suppose they're thinking ahead. Whoops. There we go, that's more like it. Can't quite see, there we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, this already feels like final boss. Ugh. This isn't good. Looks like it's wearing a hat. Oh, there it goes. Woo! Creatures entering Metroid Prime, highly evolved, Phazon producing life form. The aberration known as Metroid Prime is the source of Phazon, making it immensely powerful. A genetic flaw makes it susceptible to certain weapons for brief periods only if its head is truly vulnerable. Other attacks are nuisances. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural and mechanical weapons at its disposal. These include ultra-frigid breath, multi-missiles, snare beams, and particle wave projectors. And its massive strength and barbed carapace make it lethal in melee combat, recommended maximum firepower when engaging this enemy. So yeah, literally, like, bring everything you got based on its coloring. I don't want to just immediately burn my missiles, trying the, blaster. Okay, that seems the most cost-effective. As we're just tailing it deeper and deeper in to the core of the planet, effectively, it feels like. Well. Okay, that didn't seem like it was doing as much as I hoped. Whoop. Whoops. Oh, I suppose I'm supposed to go into the crevices. Oh, it changed. Okay, I realized to use the, trenches to avoid it a little too late, but fine. Shoot. Not quite. Oops. Come on, I can't get the shots I want off. There we go. I'm gonna go down a phase. Nope. I'm not sure how you're supposed to avoid that or what, but... Still going. Nope. Nope, okay. Trixie Low Punk. He switched? Or they switched? I don't know. Taking a guess. Fire. Guess was right. That shot in the dark has lit the way. Nope. There we go. I say, gonna go in. It's rolling. It's probably not done yet, though. It's probably only phase 1. Creature, okay. Metroid Prime, the core essence of Metroid Prime. Scan indicates that the Phazon energy form of Metroid Prime is invulnerable to all conventional weaponry. Only attacks from a Phazon-infused arm cannon will damage it. It generates wool of Phazon when it attacks. Use these to fuel your suit's Phazon weaponry system. The entity can also spawn Metroids to assist it in battle, rendering itself invisible when it does so. Oops. Whoops, I don't know why I did that. It's gonna suck because if we die, we're probably gonna have to do this all over again. Where is it? Oh, come on, where are you? Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? Ugh. I am probably dead unless it... Nope. Sorry, maybe it wasn't invisible yet, and so I'm... Fire the... Where is it? Nope, wrong button. I don't know why I keep fiddling. God damn it. Nope, shoot. Be careful. Why did I do that? Why do I keep doing that? One more volley. Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on. Hit it? Okay, thank God. I saw I was being ticked down. Now hopefully that's the end of this. Sorry, I saw I had like 17 hit points left. No, no, no. Oh, jeez. Okay. Crater collapse imminent. Evacuate immediately. Oh god, we gotta run out with so little health. Okay, we're fine. Maybe. Like, I wasn't sure if we had to do the escape sequence on our last remaining resources, but it's like, oh god, it's gonna be tight. Oh, that was close. Oh, our helmet came down. For even of only a brief moment. Metroid Prime Remastered. Okay. There we go, Metroid Prime. Okay, I got frustrated in a couple of parts, but it was just like, okay, Metroid Prime, that was still really cool. I'm just saying, can we skip credits? Nope, it's going. Okay, Metroid Prime. Okay, I understand, you know, all the reasons. Okay, because yeah, I understand, like, why this is seen as, like, the masterpiece it is. Don't let my tone and frustrations fool you. It's just like, okay, first time, just, like, combing through it, figuring it out, and there are a lot of instances where it's like, got an item, and it's like, well, I remember this thing from way over here, and not thinking about, you know, what is nearby I could use it on, like when I got the X-ray visor and, you know, other stuff. But no, there's a lot of really cool stuff. Like, the exploration is really satisfying. The backtracking does start to wear at a certain point, but it's mainly just, like, getting to the point where, like, the backtracking, like, is bit by bit, obviously. So it's just like, oh, now that I got this item, I can go way over here to find one item. But there's another thing, like, beyond it or near it where it's like, oh, I need another item to do that. So maybe I shouldn't do this now, or I can get this now if it takes a couple minutes of extra time. And then, like, once you get, like, yeah, at the end, you feel super powerful, even with, again, only 60% of the equipment. Until you get to the final bosses and just like, okay, cutting it close, cutting it close, cutting it close. And, you know, dodging is kind of awkward because now that I have not tried classic controls, but I've heard, like, the new controls are so much better, and it's like, I'm sure they are, but it is just now that, like, you're moving around, so when you're just trying to, like, double jump out of the way, you can easily accidentally, like, sideways dash, which, yeah, led to a lot of problems there, but got through it. And yeah, a lot of clever, you know, some astonishing clever world design, you know, puzzle design, like map details, how the world and the lore, like, builds up and fleshes out, even, like, small things. Like, the red research points were always the most important thing, so it's like, that's the thing I spent time to, like, you know, read thoroughly, and non-research things, you know, just like, okay, let's just see what it says quickly. And it's like, and even small stuff like that is, like, very interesting. It's just sort of like, you know, like the space pirate saying, like, stop feeding the Metroids, or, like, you know, where they took note of things or what they're researching, and then, like, their more detailed plans on what they're actually after, and then the Chozo lore about just sort of like what happened and what we tried to do to stop it, and hopefully our, you know, we see horrible visions, but maybe we can have a good one come true. Hold on. I'm just looking up, sorry, like, what are the other endings going to be? Okay. Okay, so not a huge difference. Okay. But, alright, we'll get there. But yeah, like, there's a lot of really clever design. Like, having Metroid, like, I've gotten really into 2D Metroid, mainly through Dread, you know, way in the future when this released another 2D Metroid games. I've mean to play more of them. But Dread's been on my mind. Again, I even replayed that as I was playing through this, which is not a good synergy, just of how different the style and controls of those games are. Yeah, like, where I got confused and tripped up were places where it's like, okay, I couldn't get to this for a couple of days, or just, like, other stuff going on. I got more things on my mind than trying to memorize where, like, item locations are. So it's like, I wasn't as efficient as I could have been, but still, I think we did pretty good for the first run through. Actually, the artifacts are kind of fun to look for, like, you know, just like eventually you build up and can find these special items to open up the final stretch. So you're, like, encouraged to look around, do the backtracking and all that stuff. Sorry. I was gonna bounce off that point. Okay, and so, like, when you're actually looking for the artifacts, it's just sort of like, okay, it's just something like that's always in the, well, it's in the back of your mind, but probably not your focus as you're just trying to, like, look around, find upgrades, and just, like, take things in. And then once, like, well, when then you, to the point where you got everything you need, it's just like, okay, now we can do a more thorough investigation. It's actually pretty simple. And, you know, it's like looking at, I don't know how it didn't work in the original game. I've heard tracking down the artifacts can be a real problem. But I thought it's just like, well, they put emphasis on certain keywords. They tell you the area, and they put emphasis on certain keywords. So, you gotta, like, you know, check it out. It's like, okay, the map at least, the map is so, like, detailed, actually. Like, it is cool to, like, rotate the 3D model and see just sort of like, I don't remember that nook there, or, hey, there's something there I've not messed with. And then also, like, giving you such thorough details about, like, different rooms and what they're called, and that's important for the artifact hunting. So that's, like, an interesting, like, you know, details, just, like, they don't use repetitive words or simple words because they use those to, like, give emphasis to the really important rooms that you gotta go into and find, like, extra details or find the artifacts in. And so once, like, you get, like, you know, the brain for it, it was just sort of like, destroy the central pillar. It's like, well, what do I got that can destroy it? Well, regular missiles aren't working, so let's try a super missile, and there you go. And stuff like that. And again, it's kind of like, it's clever when you're, like, thinking about it, just sort of like, oh yeah, like, you go through, like, that one room to find the, what was it, the newborn rune. And it was like, or artifact. And it was like, you go through that room one way, but on your way back, you do see it. So, and then it's just like, well, how do you get down there? Oh, it's simply just by, you know, having the phazon suit to survive it. And, you know, some things that I'm sure there are tricks to, like, getting certain things early, or you find them without needing the hints. But in the end, it worked out. Headphones back on, and Sam's just flying off. See you next mission. Mission final. I thought it said mission failed. It's like, what? Percentage complete, 68%. Not bad. Total time, 10:08. New extras unlocked in the main menu. Hard difficulty unlocked. It was already pretty brutal. I read on how long to beat. The average is like 13 hours, so I think that went pretty good. Yeah, I'll save over. I don't need to backtrack, because I'm probably, well, reading what 100% is. So yeah, it's all about, like, a completion rate, or like research completion. So scanning certain things and finding, like, little details. And so for 75%, you know, that's the difficulty setting when starting a new game. So yeah, for getting 75%, yeah, you get that little shot of, like, Samus taking off her, or you, like, you know, her helmet being removed as the crater's exploding. It's brief, but hey, that ponytail's awesome though. And then the last one is and then for 100%, it shows you an extra cutscene of Dark Samus being created, and, you know, that's kind of like the big thing. But I don't think I need to go that far. I think we're good. But for now, we did it. So, you know, for the first playthrough, I was gonna say, hell of a pose. I remember stumbling upon this already. It's like, damn. But, you know, it's cool seeing, like, the evolving design. That's always so cool. I especially really appreciated in Dread on my replay of just sort of, like, you know, Samus's suit evolving and changing and, like, little details forming on it as you go. I was gonna say Chozo, but they kind of look like cybernetic Skeksis. And just, like, cool little concept art for, like, you know, the designs for all these enemies and things. And, you know, again, great designs for Samus herself. Metroid, sorry. Biology Remastered. Which is, like, even more detailed. Like, again, in comparison to the first version or iterations of the game, I don't know. I briefly started the Prime Trilogy, or the first game on the Prime Trilogy on the Wii U way back when, but no, I've never played it. I did, like, the tutorial and then didn't get farther than that, because, like, maybe I'll record this and figure out how to set up a Wii U to record it. And then when this got announced, like, I was hyped, because it's just like, okay, after, you know, Metroid Dread, it's like, okay, we got Metroid 3D is now, like, you know, coming back with Metroid 4 Beyond, or Prime 4 Beyond coming out. next year, apparently. So I'm kind of hoping that we're going to get a, before it comes out, although unlikely at this rate, if we're going to see remasters of 2 and 3. Because I really liked Corruption, but it's been a long time. So, a proper reevaluation is in store, but we will get there when we get there. I was gonna say, I like how the morph ball, even changes so drastically. Parasites. Incinerator drone. Okay. And, there's some cool enemy designs. And kind of like in, Metroid Dread, it's just like some of them can be pretty brutal. Chozo Ghosts, I've always heard complaints about those. I remember those specifically. Yeah, they're a pain. Some enemies are just sort of like, I can take care of this, or I can fight this. Or, some things are a little tougher at first, and then, yeah, as you get stronger, just like that power buildup is so satisfying of just being able to, stop, an enemy. That Omega Pyro was such a pain, though. Sorry, I finally got the rhythm of it. When I realized power bombs could take out the other pirates, that helps so much. Different color of Metroids. I was expecting an Omega Metroid or something to show up, but there we go. I was gonna say, it kind of looks like a spiritual Andross. A little bit. Okay. Or what was it, Sectoid? From, a spectral Sectoid from, sorry, XCOM. Jesus, sorry, couldn't think of the word. But yeah, Metroid Prime, first time playing it, this was really cool. And, it makes me more excited for, what Metroid Prime is going to be in the future. If Metroid Prime 4 is even half as good to me as Metroid Dread was, that Metroid Dread, I never really, I completely missed 2D Metroid at the time, whenever a major game came out. Again, I mostly knew Samus and the series through Smash Bros. And then I played Prime 3 Corruption, and that was cool. And that was really the only Metroid game I touched for many years until, my friend was really hyping up Dread, and it's we should play some of the games. And so we played Zero Mission, and that was a lot of fun. We started Super Metroid. I've been meaning to go back to that, even if he can't join me on the recordings. But then there's also then playing through a little bit of I finished Metroid 2 and I finished original Metroid 2. Never got around to finishing Metroid 2 Samus Returns, the 3DS remake. And then Dread came out, and it's just that captivated me in ways I didn't expect. Again, for not being in tune with Metroid for most of its existence, Metroid Dread might be just one of my all-time favorite games, somewhere in the top 10. And so I got high hopes for Metroid Prime 4, considering it has a almost comparable weight, not terribly not much shorter since the release of Prime 3 Corruption, which that was 2010s. So it's almost a little over half the weight of, or a little less than half the weight that people have been waiting for the 2D series to continue with Metroid Dread, but still, it's been a long time. So hopefully when Metroid Prime 4 comes out, it's gonna be, insane. But we shall see what the future holds when we get there. In the meantime, it was good to come back to this, and yeah, again, hopefully maybe before Prime 4 comes out, because we just know 2024, or 2025. That could be early 2025, it could be late 2025, it could be a launch title for the Switch 2, because there's a lot of rumors circulating that could be announced, maybe revealed sometime this week. So, what week do I mean? Well, that doesn't matter to you. So, I guess we'll find out what the future holds, well, in the future. So, until next time, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara, signing off, and thank you for watching me play Metroid Prime Remastered.